Okay, I think we're up. This is on the green. We should have sound. I had a problem. My microphone was not showing. But 1, 2, 3, sound check. How do you guys hear me? I hope it's all good. All right, welcome everybody to the live stream. We are back into the Piper Cub, or Piper Fox, as I like to say it. I believe this is one of the most underrated airplanes of X-Plane, and you'll see why in a minute. But yeah, anyways, welcome guys. Hello Syncrash Flyer, hello Walney, and LPCP Plane Spotting. I hope you guys are all good and having a nice time, and everybody else who's watching, you're just feeling good and enjoying the last moments of the weekend before the next week starts. There's Emil. Emil, loading. Sorry, I needed to fix something in real life. Yeah, no problem, dude. Next time, just send me a message or something. But it's all good. All right. So what's the plan today? So I messed up my installation of the Livery. I changed its name, and if you guys remember, the names of the Reality Expansion Pack liveries are actually linked to certain profiles. So let's say I had my own Piper PA-18 for a while. I even made some modifications to the airplane, and unfortunately that it's all lost. So it's on me. We're gonna start with a new airplane now. I just forgot to enable 3D vegetation, so let me just switch that back on. The PA-18 is not a very heavy airplane, so that'll be good. So today on this flight we'll be talking about flight controls. I think this is one of the best airplanes to talk about flight controls and show a little bit their effects and actually do a proper spin. I think you guys mentioned spinning and so on the last live stream. So we're going to talk about stall. What is a spin, how to recover, all that stuff, what exactly happens to the airplane when you spin, and of course the flight controls, what's their principle of operation, what's their effects, how they affect the spin or how they affect your flight, and we'll talk a little bit about flaps. So yeah, essentially secondary flight controls. That'll be slats, flaps, and all the rest of the lift augmentation stuff. So yeah, I love this airplane. I think it's really neat. This is a custom livery. In fact, today T-Fox has asked me to share this livery. It was a custom livery for the channel, but now I made it available. So if you want to get it, go ahead to the Discord. The link is down in the description. You can go into engineering. I think it's engineering department, and you can download it from the pinned message and enjoy this livery yourself. So I believe there is Emil. There should be Emil. Perhaps November 26 Yankee Kilo. Probably that's him, interestingly enough. I don't know why is he showing me as a as his. Oh, Walney, is that? Oh, yeah, November 36 Yankee Kilo. That's the Yak 18 registration. That's true, absolutely true. Okay, so speaking of that, I need to submit some sort of flight plan, and unfortunately, which actually something that makes total sense, our destination airfield does not exist in SimBrief, so I have no idea how am I gonna be actually showing that into the flight plan. So I'll put BC75 anyway, and we're gonna be like doing a route time of about 1 hour and 15 minutes. With a few fuel stops in the middle, so that's fine. This is going to be just a direct. Of course, our airplane does not have anything regarding GPS, so do I even have DME on this one? I have a VOR, but not DME, so DME goes away, GPS goes away, R goes away. I just have the standard equipment, which is a VOR ILS. And radio separation, so that's about it. Okay, I'm gonna follow the flight plan. I just need to put PA-18, and that is set. We're flying VFR, so VFR flight rules, and that is set. Flight plan is filed and off to the server. Oh, there we go. There's Emil. I believe that should be Emil. So Let's start by doing a little bit of a pre-flight preparation for the flight. So I'm expecting about 1 hour flight time. We might do some stopping in the middle. Let me actually show you this. So if you guys want to replicate this flight, oh, by the way, yeah, we're not running real weather today because the real weather is absolutely terrible. It's literally zero visibility. It's snowy and it's everything bad. So I'm just using a preset. So if, for those guys flying with me, I'm using the few clouds, VFR scattered customized. Why is it customized? It's just VFR scattered. So VFR scattered weather, that is the weather I'm using. The weather preset. Okay, so let's show what are we going to be doing here. So we are departing from Ospika. We landed here on the last live stream on the Phenom 300. That was really cool, and that's also a chance for you guys to see it, how it looks in the winter time. And we will be flying VFR to this airfield right here. It's Besa River Camp, Bravo Charlie 75, but we have a couple of those extra airfields on the middle. We have Rob Lake, Sikani Chief River, Neves Creek, and maybe something extra. One thing I really want to try is land on top of a mountain because, well, this airplane actually allows that. The only problem now is that I don't have my tuned exhaust, and unfortunately the tuned exhaust takes 4 hours to install. So we will be flying on a brand new Piper 18 with stock everything, which is a little bit of a shame because I really liked the way that my other airplane was going to, or well, was behaving. But anyways, that's all fine. So this is what we will be doing. I'll be using this map. This is Little Nav map to navigate. Just simple VFR flight. I'm not gonna do any navlog or all that stuff as we could have done. I think there would be a better flight to do it. Well, on another occasion and not exactly here. I'd love to focus on some different things. So we'll be starting with fuel. Okay, so fuel, I checked with the AFM, with airplane flight manual, and the fuel that this airplane burns, a worst case scenario, is about 11 gallons per hour. So let's assume we fly for like 1 hour and a half because it's 83 nautical miles plus some stops. So that would be roughly 11 doesn't exactly divide by 2, so I'll just assume 6. 11 plus 6 will be 17. So 17 and plus another 45 would be close to 8. So 17 plus 8, that'll be 25 gallons. Plus the alternate, I'll take another perhaps another 30 minutes or so to the alternate, so another 6. So 25 plus 6 is 31. So we need 31. So that'll be 15.5 gallons on each tank. So I think 15, I'll do 16 here because I can't do it the other way around. And this way I can actually play with it properly. There it goes. Our money minus 157, and we're gonna do a lot of baggage here. Okay, so I'm gonna be bringing perhaps one passenger with me. So you guys come with me. 75 kilos. Let's see. We're gonna be out of range. So baggage. How out of range can I go? Okay, 30 here. What if I do 40? Okay, I could do more than that. Let's do 45. And let's say that the passenger brings a bag with him. So that would be an extra 5 kilos perhaps. So let's do 80, like this. Perfect. We are exactly on the limit of the aft CG. So that seems good. And fuel flow on the cruise, let's assume 9. That seems nice. Okay, let's apply this. So everything is loaded. Now we're going to go into the airplane, and I will do a very quick power of the master, and I'll switch all the lights on and set this. We're going to check that all the lights work. So that works, those two work, and that works, and this works. Fantastic. So I can switch up the lights, and I'm going to put the flaps down fully. Master off. Actually, do the flaps work? Yeah, they do not need the master to be on. Great. Okay, let's hop into the walk around. So I'm gonna toggle the chocks. This is pretty flat actually. Toggle the chocks, remove the chocks. Oil is completely new, so that makes total sense. That's all nice and clear. Remove the other chock. No contamination on the fuel, that's good. No tie down. Check the aileron. Looking good. I'm gonna check the flap. Looking good. Checking the elevator. Pretty good. Checking the rudder movement. Pretty nice. No tie down. Checking the flaps. Looking good. Checking the aileron. Fantastic. No tie down there. No contamination on the right wing. And our pre-flight is complete. Very, very good. So we can have a seat now. Actually start the engine. Let it warm up for about 2 minutes. And then we can do a run up and get out of here. Now, one thing that you guys asked me on a previous live stream was to do a zoom takeoff. I'm gonna do it today. So I'm gonna do it today. I mean, we're gonna have a lot of fun today. So let's close this. Let's close this. And let's start master on, beacon light on. I'll take the flaps out. Fuel is gonna go to the both position. Ignition max to both. Let's prime it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Mixture full rich. Throttle open it a little bit. Scream clear prop and hit the starter. And there we go. Oil pressure's on the green. Let's add power to 1000 RPM. Hit the nav lights on. Power the avionics. And we're gonna leave the transponder at 1200 because we are VFR today. 1 to 2.8, and I'll leave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for pilot communication if we want to talk between us. Seeing Crash Flyer, Google Maps? No, I just use the little nav map. Samuel Staten, hey, good to see you here. Welcome to live stream. Seeing Crash Flyer, have you also found an answer as to why you shouldn't have the parking brake engaged during takeoff? Ah, man, dude, I forgot to ask about that. You know what? Let me just, I'm gonna take a note right here. Why no parking brake on the runway when lined up? Alright, so now I will not forget. When I finish the live stream, I will actually send a message to a couple of people who I know. Daifuko, hey, good to see you here. How are you, man? Alright, so that is powered. I see that the other Piper is powered as well, and the Yak 18 should be powering up pretty soon. Very good. Very nice. So I'll be departing out of here. I believe the wind should be pretty light, so I can take off any direction. It's 2 knots of wind. I mean, I could take off from this side as well. It's a pretty long runway, this one. But perhaps should we do it the proper way? That's it, 2 knot tailwind. We can take it. Alright, so let me perhaps just taxi a little bit. Taxi light on. I want to check that the brakes do work. Break the ground friction and that we got actually steering. Yeah, steering seems to be working and we got brakes. Fantastic. So I'm gonna set the parking brake here again. Leave this back to 1000 RPM, taxi light off, and let's do the run up. So I'll advance the throttle to 1800. Right about there, and checking mag. So it dropped about 50. And it recovered, checking the left one. and dropped about 50 again. And it recovered. Very good. So let's apply some carbide. There is a small drop. And it recovered. Everything seemed good. T&P is good. Power to idle. Let's see if the engine actually quits. Suction went back. And all seems good. Let's put it back to 1000. Very nice. Yeah, I've got actually a proper new engine. Alright, very good. So let's go perhaps landing light already. And I'm gonna give it a call. I'm gonna go from runway 05. I'll speak in traffic. Bird 1 is gonna be departing runway 05. Let's go. So I'm gonna go without the flaps on this one. It's a long roll, and I will do a zoom takeoff. There is no one on the right, and there is no one on the left, so that's good. And let's hope that I still remember how to fly this airplane. It's actually a little bit tricky to fly it, but it's really cool. Alright, still full back, aileron to the right. No, aileron to the left. Aileron towards the right, I believe. Alright, and I'm gonna need some right rudder. So let's apply the power slowly. Let it start rolling. Keep the stick aft. And let's go full power. There's the right rudder. Lift the tail. Yeah, lifted the tail. Whoa! Yeah, I haven't flown this in a while. I'm glad that we are in this. Okay. Whew. Let's go back towards the runway. Let's accelerate here properly. Should have kept lower. We're doing a zoom takeoff, right, guys? The FPS though, looks like there is a lot of grass here. Alright. So 110 knots or miles per hour. Up we go. And recover. There we go. Fantastic.
Africa traffic number 118, Papa Alpha departing 05.
Flap the tree inspector. Oh my god. Yeah. I guess the FPS didn't help it, and I properly didn't fly it for a long time. Right, there should be standard QNH, and I am probably definitely not with the standard QNH, so let's adjust this to 902. There we are. Let's do landing light off. We don't need it anymore, at least not now. Anil should be departing, so let's see where he is. Open up a little bit towards the side. Ah, there he is. Play out a little bit. There he is. He did a much better takeoff than I did. And there goes the Yak-18.
Africa traffic number 118, Papa Alpha airborne 05.
Alright, let's see if I found him now. There he is.
November 38 Tequila, taking off runway 05.
There's the Yak-18, very good. climbing well. Gyro is now properly aligned with the compass to fly coordinated. Otherwise I'll feel like my flight instructor is going to scream right rudder, right rudder. And let's fly towards where we need to go, which is roughly there. So that seems like a good plan to clear out this mountain.
Bird 1, November 118 Papa Alpha.
Go ahead, bird 1.
Don't you want to go... Sorry. Don't you want to go first? Because I don't know where to fly.
Alright, sure, I'll go first then. Yeah, you can do a 360.
To the right.
Okay, so we're gonna maintain 4,000, and while we gonna be establishing a little bit of a climb first, or a little bit of a cruise speed here to start with, we might start about the basic flight controls. One of the most important things is which flight controls do we have exactly? What are the primary flight controls? Should I say? Help me out with this, guys. So, what do you think are the primary flight controls? Which ones are those? Just leave a mixture here. There are 3 primary flight controls. We're still climbing though. That's fine. Let's look there. Well, I guess still great to see here, by the way. Look, you've got a windshield on this thing. You must be watching pine cones otherwise. Yeah, absolutely. That's absolutely. Collective cyclic anti-torque. Ah, no, that doesn't count. No, it has to be airplane related. So, Syncrashfire said aileron, rudder, and stabilizer. So, stabilizer is not exactly a flight control. An elevator would be a flight control. So, if I go outside, we have our elevators right here. Sorry, ailerons. They make the airplane roll. The stabilizer is this part of the airplane. Okay, this here is the elevator. Will make the airplane go up or down. And then of course we have the rudder on the tail that makes the airplane yaw. So these are the first main flight controls that we have on the airplane. Now, how do they operate? So the principle that they operate is very simple. You guys remember how we spoke about lift and how the wing works? That essentially a wing created a difference of pressure, and that difference of pressure created a suction, right? And that suction essentially made air travel from one side to the other, which consequently generated lift. This is airplane related. Bella Gastel, yes. Not fixed wing, sure. Yeah, I know theoretically you could call a helicopter as an airplane or aircraft, heavier than air or whatever the definition says. But yeah, that's I'm gonna go just airplanes, normal airplanes, wings, without big rotating things apart from the propeller on the engine. So if you guys remember, the way that the wing structure was done, we'll maintain 5,000 for now. It essentially created that differential pressure, which in turn created the suction, which in turn generated the lift. And we even spoke about the lift formula, etc., etc. So what happens with the flight controls, and basically all of them, if you look closely to them, what does the aileron do? The aileron changes the shape of the wing. So essentially, if I get my drawing board here and try to manually fly this, and and get to draw things in paint, trying to control it with my rudder. So wrap paint here. It should be more or less fine, and like this. So what exactly does an aileron? Let's assume this is a wing here, right? And you've got your aileron here. So if the aileron deflects upwards, so let's assume it goes up, like this. If you think about it, this is like a wing being turned upside down. So air flowing on this side will be faster than on this side, right? So what will happen is that the suction will happen this rather than on the top of the wing. Does it make sense? Or the opposite, if the aileron goes down, there will be more suction, because essentially what it's doing here is that if we analyze the chord line, what is the chord line? Chord line is the line that goes directly from the leading edge to the trailing edge of the wing. It adds camber. We spoke about camber on the last live stream as well. So the more camber the wing has, the more distance on the top part air has to go through, which means more suction and more lift. So essentially what we can tell as well is that ailerons spoil the lift on one side, so they decrease the lift on one of the wings, and they increase the lift on the other wing. So this will make the airplane roll, because essentially, if we look, let's say this is the central part of the airplane, this is one wing, this is the other wing. If we have more lift on this side, less lift on this side, we're going to have a rolling tendency, right? Additionally, we have yaw. Yaw is the secondary effect from this. You might ask me, why is that? Why would we have yaw from ailerons? And look, on this Piper, because we don't have a yaw damper, it's a perfect airplane to demonstrate this. So let's see, look, I'm gonna have my feet completely straight, and I'm just gonna move the stick forward. And now pick up. You see that little thing there? That little peak of the mountain. Let's focus on that peak right there. Right there on that peak. Focus on it, and I'll be just moving ailerons left and right way. That's rudder. So let me just align the airplane properly. See, I'm just moving my stick, and I'll be doing it left and right, and you will see what will happen to the airplane. Do you see how the nose goes from one side to another? This is called adverse yaw. This is the secondary effect from the ailerons. And this is why you have to work with your feet, and this is why I'm a little bit terrible with this when I'm flying general aviation airplanes. Essentially, this happens for a very interesting reason. So you see, you have two types of drag. I'm not sure if we actually spoke about this previously, but you have two types of drag. You have the parasite drag. This is the drag that's related to either the form of the airplane, whether it's more aerodynamic or not, whether the skin or the surface of the airplane is nice and smooth or it's all rugged, or if we have a lot of interaction. There's another name for that. Form, friction, and is that interaction drag? I think so. No, there's another name, but whatever. It's essentially the drag that's created when one airflow, let's say the air coming from the wings, mixes up with air coming from the fuselage, that creates turbulence and therefore drag. So that's one type of drag. And then you have the second type of drag, which is called the induced type drag. And the induced type drag, I know we kind of spoke about it, not a lot. The induced type drag is related to the creation of lift. So the more lift you generate, the more induced drag you will have. Or perhaps should I put it this way, not directly lift, but the higher your angle of attack will be, the more induced drag you will have. Kind of like that. For you guys to understand induced drag better, remember that induced drag. Oh boy, did I just get into a wake turbulence? That felt like wake. That felt like wake turbulence. And speaking of wake turbulence, that's exactly related to this. So, induced drag is the drag that's generated from the creation of lift. Because, let me take a screenshot here real fast on purpose, like that. Let me go into paint. Let me paste it here. And now I am going to try to draw something here. So, you have two sides of the air, right? You have air that's coming on the top of the wing. You have air that's coming on below the wing. Does that make sense? And you have less pressure on the top side of the wing and more pressure on the lower side of the wing. So nature will try to equalize this. However, nature can't do it. And that will, of course, try to do it across the entire wing. So there is something called span-wise flow. Air will try to flow not exactly from that side of the wing to that side of the wing, but rather like this. Okay? Because pressure will try to equalize everywhere. And that, in terms, will make something happen on the wing tips. Air from below the wing will try to go towards an area of lower pressure, so it will enroll like this. And because the airplane is constantly moving, of course, this never stops, so it creates something called as wingtip vortices, or the so-called wake turbulence. This is from where induced drag comes from, okay? So this only happens when the airplane is actually generated lift. And it's something quite dangerous, especially when we're flying these smaller airplanes. And we operate in the same places as other big airplanes flying. Because the bigger the airplane is, the heavier it is, the more lift it has to generate, the stronger will be the wingtip wake. And these wakes can grow quite big, and in fact can even turn your airplane upside down. I mean, you probably know there were some crashes from this kind of stuff happening. Is this all making sense so far? So this induced drag created from lift, okay, that creates the wake turbulence, is what makes the adverse yaw, because when you turn the airplane from one side to another, one aileron goes down, the other one goes up, right? The aileron that goes down actually creates more drag due to the induced drag than the upgoing aileron, because the upgoing aileron essentially is just spoiling lift from the wing. And so, that's why, when you put the aileron down on the right wing, the nose of the airplane will actually be pointing onto the other side. And this is why it's called adverse yaw. How does the elevator work? Same exact way. It's essentially a wing. Now this is a nice picture. And would you look at that, ATP has been up with us for 18 months. That's a bloody huge time, man. That is incredible. ATP, great to see you here, man. 18 months, dude. Thank you so much. And thank you, it's cool livery. Yeah, I designed it myself. I think it's pretty cool. Made some adjustment to the wheels as well. So they are more, they kind of look better than the default ones. The default ones are not very nice. So, yeah, I like how it turned out. I also changed some stuff in the cabin. Put this blue seat. Changed the top cover and made my own logo here. So, pretty cool, I think. So I was saying elevator. Same principle. Imagine this is a wing. Elevator turns up. Suction is created on this side here. So force goes down, nose goes up. If it goes the other way around, suction goes up, tail wants to go up, nose goes down. Same goes for rudder. The rudder works exactly as a wing. Constantly keep messing this up. Same thing, if rudder turns this way, suction will be created on this side. So the tail will want to go left, nose will want to go right. Same thing for the opposite. This is how flight controls work on literally all the airplanes. Now there are different ways to make flight controls work. There are like servo tabs, control tabs, all that stuff on bigger, larger airplanes. For instance, you don't simply control the roll with your ailerons, you control those sometimes with spoilers, and that's for a purpose. Would you look at that? That's beautiful right there. And why do you control that with spoilers? Well, think about this. Let's imagine like a 777. 777 has a huge wing, right? It has a huge wing, and that wing is flexible. If you ever flown on a commercial airplane, you know that that wing will actually flex quite a bit. So if I draw like this is the fuselage, this is the wing, right? You have the wing right here, the aileron right here. So what can happen at very, very high speeds, let's say, and actually, you know what, I'll draw as well. It's gonna be, this is the top view, okay? This is the top view, and this is the back view. So here's the wing. I'm gonna draw like an engine here, okay? And here's the aileron on this side, so like this. So what do you think will happen at very, very high speeds, considering that the wing flex? If the aileron, let's say, goes up, right? It wants to drop the wing, it will bend the wing. And actually, something is called aileron reversal can happen so much that your controls will be completely reversed. And that's why at very high speeds you'd rather use the spoilers, which would simply dump the lift on one of the wings and let the airplane roll. Are you guys understanding this so far? Alright, let's see where I'm going. So far I can't say I've been doing a properly stabilized flight because I've been climbing so far almost constantly. And we should be going that way there. So let's see, this is a pretty high peak, but we should be able to find a place to cross there. Now the cool part about X-Plane is that there are ways that we can actually see this happening. If you apply Control M, you can see different forces happening. This is specifically the lift. So let's see, if I roll right, the wing on the left should generate more lift than the wing on the right. So check this out. You see it? Look at the lift dropping. Vice versa. Do you see it happening? Check out the aileron. The elevator. If I pull down, or if I pull up, and same goes for the rudder. You can see the force being created. This is pretty cool. And additionally, of course, you can see the wake turbulence. So we can see other airplanes and their wake turbulences. And you can see that it is rotating. So yeah, I hope this was a nice introduction into flight controls. We can now focus on navigating properly. And perhaps let's find out our first stop Absolutely could land there on Rob Lake, or we could try to find a mountain where we can land. So 6,000. Let's see, how's my mixture doing? Yeah, don't cut out the engine completely. Good. Alright, very good. So where are the guys? I saw one airplane ahead of me. There he is. That's Emil. And there should be the Yak 18 somewhere along towards the right. Okay, let me check this out. But I guess actually the funny thing is, as far as I understand, this is kind of applicable to helicopters as well, somewhat, because the helicopter blade is essentially a wing, so it generates lift at the very same way. It's essentially a very large propeller. I like to think of the flight controls this way. Moving them down is basically adding a little bit of flaps, more lift, and moving them up, tiny speed brakes. It's basically exactly that. Ciara, tu fazes o treinamento em Portugal mesmo? Exatamente, estou a tirar o curso em Portugal. Emil, you want to see the effect of wake turbulence? Ah, it was you, little. You bastard. I knew it was someone flying ahead of me who did that. Okay, so we have to cross this. We have to cross these mountains right here, and this is going to be interesting because they are pretty high. So we're going to have to go even higher. So let me add a little bit of mixture. Let me add more power. And I'm gonna have to hop over them. And I feel like I missed my power from the other airplane. Those extra 10 horsepower made a huge difference. And I can feel that difference, so I'll have to be doing it again. Cooler, hey, good to see you here. You were just in time to catch up with the flight controls demonstration. And now that we are actually climbing very high, and we have some altitude, once we pass these mountains, I might be actually demonstrating to you guys what's a spin. So we talked about on the last live stream about the stall. We spoke about we spoke about lift in the first place. We spoke about stall. What is the stall exactly? It's when the top layer of air detaches from the wing, and so it no longer creates that suction, and so your airplane will essentially fall down. And there is Emil trying to make some wake turbulence for us again. So we're going to try to show you this. And what is exactly a spin? Well, a spin is essentially an aggravated stall. So you have to stall in order to get a spin. And a spin is basically when you start to stall, you stall one of the wings first. So you stall one wing while the other one is still generating a little bit of lift. So the wing that's stalled will fall down. That's why the airplane will start to roll, while the other will still generate a little bit of extra lift. Now imagine this. The airplane, one wing falls, it starts to rotate because of the CG nose down. The wing that's upward will still generate more lift, and it will accelerate because of that rotation. So it will force the airplane to rotate even higher. And that, if not dampened or not prevented, will continue to happen until it stabilizes completely, and it will essentially leave your airplane auto-rotating constantly until the ground. Now, some airplanes can recover from the spin automatically, others won't. Also, I believe Snacks mentioned something regarding a flat spin. So what is a flat spin? Essentially a flat spin is when you are spinning and you have like almost a normal attitude. So instead of spinning with the nose down, you're spinning with the nose slightly higher up. That's a very, very scary spin, because essentially you have very little control effectiveness, and on the spin you can move ailerons and elevator however you want. They will not work. Your airspeed will be very low, but your descent rate is going to be extremely high, so you can lose like 1,000 feet a minute. It's very, very fast. No, sorry, not 1,000 feet a minute, sorry. You lose 1,000 feet for each turn, roughly. It depends from airplane to airplane, but it's roughly like that. So every 360 you do with your nose, you lose 1,000 feet. So as you can imagine, that can be very, very fast. Alright, looks like we are passing these mountains pretty fine. We're still good on fuel. The airplane is behaving nicely, all the temps are nice. And that's pretty good. Shitty P. Do you use right rudder often when flying in real life? Yes, I do. And there's a reason for that. The right rudder is the consequence of a few things that happen on an airplane. So we can talk about that. In fact, the Piper 80 is the best airplane to talk about that. And what happened on the takeoff roll with me there was exactly that. So we can talk about it. There are a few things why this happens. But let me just first try to understand where is that airport. It should be towards our left side. So perhaps if I fly across these peaks, it should be somewhere along here. But I don't know if we'll be stopping there. Wally, I don't think we should be stopping there, but we'll see. Perhaps we're gonna stop on the next one. Maybe not Rob Lake, but on the Sikani or the Nevis, the BC-77. Yeah, Bravo Charlie 77 should be a stop. Right now, I'll just fly, because we have a lot of mountains to fly over, at least right now. (9,000 feet, by the way. I think I will increase the power just a tad and lean the mixture properly for this altitude, and we'll be flying. So why do you apply the right rudder on general aviation airplanes? You can also apply left rudder. I could tell you that Wally, for instance, instead of applying right rudder, is applying left rudder. Why would that be? Anybody has a clue? Where are the guys? Slightly ahead of me. Yeah, spin. Yes, Crash Flyer. I'm glad I just practiced incipient spins, because I think I'll probably throw up the first time. I actually felt it, because it's quite aggressive when it happens, and it can be quite scary too. So yeah, I'm glad we just trained incipient spin, and that's essentially half turn. So you provoke the spin, but then you don't continue until it's established, so you just break out from it. Cooler, this big mountainous area looks like the perfect place for a stall test. Oh yeah, absolutely. Has everything for it to go extremely well. Alright, I believe that's the first That's the first stop, or the first strip. Actually, that's a very nice strip. Perhaps I should go there instead of the other one. Yeah, let's go there. Bravo Charlie 85. Guys, let's land at Bravo Charlie 85.
Copy.
So let me go over the field on purpose. And...
Other than.
yeah. So ShayTP said the prop wash is hitting the rudder. So yeah, that's one of the reasons. So essentially, depending on the rotation of your propeller.
Morning, Alpha currently passing over the Bravo Charlie 85 at altitude 9,800 feet.
So that's one of the reasons. Essentially, the air is swirling due to the propeller, and it hits the rudder, and it pushes the rudder towards the right. That points the nose towards the left, which you don't want to have. That's one of the effects. That's absolutely correct. The second one happens when you change your pitch angle or your angle of attack because of the blade. Well, the blades on your propeller are essentially a wing, okay? And because they are fixed right here, when you change your angle of attack, let's say I pull the nose up here on purpose, the air that's coming from here is hitting the blades on this area here differently than the blades on the top side. And what happens is that the downgoing blade will produce more angle of attack than the upgoing blade, which means that this side, because the blades are rotating clockwise from the pilot's perspective, this is the upsiding blade, this is the downside blade. The blades on this side will produce more thrust, they will pull more than this side of the propeller, and because of this the power will be more. Oh, there he goes, Emil. I think he's doing a spin. I'm pretty sure he's doing a spin. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's doing a spin. So essentially this will pull the airplane more from the right side than from the left, and again pulling more from this side will happen to the nose. Nose will want to go towards the left, and that again counteract. How do you counteract that? Right rudder. So there's already two things from that. Then you have something called gyroscopic precession. So essentially the propeller is like a gyroscope. It's rotating extremely fast, and every time it wants to maintain its position. So
traffic November 316 Kilo Yakikin, 6,000 feet north of the aerodrome.
Traffic, this is bird 1, still at 9,000 feet over Bravo Charlie 85. We'll do a spin from down here and then join traffic pattern for landing. So, yeah, Emil, you didn't. I saw that.
Copy that.
So what happens is that any force that happens on this gyroscope will have a 90-degree effect. So when you change pitch, let's say you change pitch up, you're actually turning the gyroscope, this huge propeller up, right? If you pull up, the force will be going towards the right. So it will pull the airplane towards the right. What happens? Well, this actually will help it, but consider this Piper. What happens when you accelerate?
Alpha facing northeast, passing altitude 6,900 feet, just over the airborne wall.
You start with this attitude, right? Because you have your 3 wheels on the ground, and the first thing you do is you do this. You lift the back. When you lift the back, the propeller is turning downwards, and that happens 90 degrees clockwise. So it will push the airplane nose towards the left again. Opposite will happen when you pull the nose up. Does that make sense? Daifuku, if I'm not wrong, aileron is used to compensate crosswind, yaw, to compensate propeller and torque. Exactly, Daifuku, very well. And that's why on the takeoff roll I was pulling stick full aft So my tail wheel was fixed on the ground, and I was doing full left aileron on purpose.
You guys confirm full stop?
Just a stop and go. Okay, so let's do a stall. Let's do mixture full forward.
Low pass for November 36 Yankee Kilo, and then full landing.
Let's turn towards the airfield. Find it properly. Where is it? What the hell? Did I just lose the airfield?
November 3 Yankee Kilo.
Oh yeah, there he is. Holy cow.
Base 2, runway
We got quite far away. So let's accelerate.
Number 1, Papa, for doing a left turn, or just
Yeah, we got
before
quite
the
far
line.
away. Got carried away with explaining. So let's just get closer to the field. And
Number 1, Papa, Alpha, 509.
there's 9,000 feet. So let's maintain 9,000 feet now. And let's see something, by the way, guys. Remember, I think I mentioned this. Lift is always pointing up, right? So if I now I'm gonna trim the airplane properly, I'm gonna fly straight and level at a constant speed. The lift vector should be pointing completely upward now, right? Because we're flying straight and level. What will happen if we turn and I do not compensate for it? So let's try it. I'm gonna turn and I'm not gonna pull. So I'm just gonna make it look at the vertical speed, because the lift vector is now pointing sideways. So the total lift that's pointing upwards
Number 1, Papa,
is
Alpha,
less.
airport.
As I level off and the lift vector is pointing back again, we're back towards our stabilized situation. So let's try again. I'm gonna now pull a little bit the nose up, so I will increase the angle of attack to compensate the loss of lift. And this way we can turn without losing altitude. Does that make sense? This happens on every airplane, and this is why when you start turning, you have to pull your nose up a little bit and increase the power. Alright, let's do a stall. Power to idle, mixture is full reach. So I'll keep my altitude. I'll let the airspeed bleed off. I'll keep increasing the angle of attack, because we're trading airspeed for angle of attack. And there is a point where we start to have buffeting, and the airplane recovered. We're back flying again. So this is a normal stall. What is the buffeting that I told you about? The airplane started shaking, right? That's because air that's coming from the wing, turbulent air, is starting to hit our stabilizer and elevator. That's buffeting. So to provoke a spin, I have to be more aggressive. Power to idle. Let's push it up. And I can provoke it with aileron. So I'm going to pull aileron. And it actually recovered pretty easily. So, let's try to do it with rudder then. We already lost 1,000 feet, by the way. So I'm going to pull it, and I'm going to do full left rudder and full aft. And I maintain it. Okay, now I'm going to leave all the controls. I'm not touching anything. Look, it's all centered. And this is a spin. Look, our airspeed is very low. We're falling very fast, like extremely fast, right? And the airplane is in a stable condition, so I have to pull opposite rudder of the rotation. There we go. And now recover. Look at this, guys. We went from 8,000 feet to 5,500 in a couple of seconds.
November 36 Yankee Kilo, downwind, runway 09.
That was fast, right? Alright, so let's find out the guys. And Bravo Charlie 85, traffic over the field at 5,500. Okay, so I see one airplane there.
Runway 18 Papa Alpha, go around 09.
Okay, so there's one guy doing the go around. Let's see, where's the yak? I don't see the yak though. Okay, let's do power to idle. Do a bit of carb heat on. Still a little bit high. And traffic bird 1 is turning a long base. Was that cool? Did you guys enjoy that spin?
Bravo 18 Papa Alpha, on downwind for runway 09, both traffic inside.
Let's do one notch of flaps to add a little bit of drag. I could add full notches of flaps. So still a little bit high. Have to do a little bit of side slink.
November 36 Yankee Kilo, turning final, runway 09.
I don't think we'll be able to land now, but we'll see. A lot of airspeed here. So let's do this one as a training. I'm gonna put flaps approach. Just do a flyby. Let's add power. Flaps up. And I immediately had to apply right rudder. Get some speed in.
November 18 Papa Alpha, turning final, 09, behind the traffic.
So I had a lot of energy coming down there. It's quite a large mountain on this side. Perhaps we should just...
Successfully landed and runway vacated. November 36 Yankee Kilo.
I just landed. Okay, so let's find out. Let's drop the nose a little bit. Tighten this turn. Alright, we're good now. Bravo Charlie in front traffic. Bird 1 is on left downwind.
Bravo 18 Papa Alpha, airport 09, traffic on downwind inside, we'll be turning downwind as well.
Let's take the power out, let's descend. This is a proper low circuit. We can do another spin, guys, if you want. Dafuku, how can I tell if it's crosswind what I'm dealing with? It's not only crosswind. The crosswind can be something that will affect you. Let's fly nice and slow now. Full flaps. Ah, the flaps didn't work now, great. Okay, I guess this airplane doesn't want to land today. Full flaps now. Let the airspeed bleed off. I'm going to try to land on the 3-pointer. Not really worried about landing distance on this one. Okay, flaps up, and there's me watching the trees. Yeah, I have to practice more. Holy cow. Flaps up. Dude, I miss my engine. It feels like this engine is simply not working. And let's stop here. Reset the trim. Had a lot of trim nose up. Neutral trim. And Emil just went around. Alright, let's go around. Let's get out of here. Dude, I have to practice. This is not easy. This is not easy. This is actually not easy. And the thing is, you have to apply rudder, right? But the rudder has very little, is not very effective. So you have to think, okay, I'm going right. So I have to turn right with the aileron because I'll have to add more drag on this wing to make the airplane go that side. So this is the difficult part because you're thinking, okay, left and right, that's easy, but you have to think, okay, I have to go left and turn right in order to go left. So this is actually difficult. If you want to go right, you turn right and turn left. 27, oh crap. And traffic bird 1 departing running 27. Okay, let's
go.
Ah crap. Sorry mate.
Nope.
So for instance now I'm applying full
Alpha after go around turn left coming 5,400 feet.
I'm flying full aft and left turn, and the G camera is a little bit overkill. And now see, I've overdone it. I've overdone it due to the crosswind. So now I have enough effectiveness on the rudder, so I can just control the airplane with the rudder. But until I get it fully there, I can still see that the crosswind is a little bit present. Alright, we're off. We're off, let's get to speed. It's not easy. It's not easy, but it's very fun. I'm missing that extra 10 horsepower, man. I'm so missing that. Alright, best climbing speed for this airplane is 70 miles an hour. So let's get that 70 miles an hour climb. I've been in earthquakes with less head shake. Yeah, that head shake is a little bit overkill for this one. Perhaps I should disconnect it. Let's disconnect it on this flight. Because it makes it really, really complicated to actually feel the airplane. Alright, landing line off. Let's continue. Watch your airspeed. The stall speed increases in the turn because of that extra loading that you have to do. Alright guys, if you spot any place on top of a mountain where we can land, just fly over it until we try to land there.
What?
I'm gonna try to land on top of a mountain.
Wilco, November 36 Yankee Kilo.
I find the head shake is very sensitive on the ground. Yeah, Cooler, I agree with you on that. It's not too bad, and I think it depends on the airplane, but... Yeah, and I have the other head shake disconnected, I think. Did I even delete it? I had head shake, but it was bugged, so I think I disconnected it, perhaps? Probably disconnected it. Oh boy, that Yak 18 was fast. Did you guys see it? It's gonna appear. There it is. Man, that airplane is fast. Okay, so let's see. I'm gonna pass right on top of this. Because why not? This is the fun part of the Piper 18. You can fly it with a lot more freedom. It's more complicated, the landing and the takeoff part, yes, but then you can do this. I mean, you can do this with the A320 as well if you want. That's completely up to you. But I don't think it's very realistic, and I know that people in real life actually do this on the Piper. So, all right, that's our course to destination. So let's keep going. Even for the E190 it bounces like a Cessna. Yeah, that's true. Well, the Embraer actually does bounce quite a while, IRL, according to what I heard. So that's not completely off the equation, but yeah, I believe that the like the feeling you get from it perhaps is a little bit overdone. Oh, also let me see if this actually simulates it. So power to idle, full power. Yeah, look. See the airplane rotated just a little bit? That's the torque effect with slipstream and the torque because of the rotation of the airplane, of the propeller. It has a reaction force, right? Action and reaction. So that's pretty cool. It's great to understand all of these physical or physics and then see it happening in the simulator. That's pretty cool. Alright, let's see, where are the guys? I have no idea, so I'm gonna cheat code this, and we're just gonna enable wake turbulence. Try to see the wake turbulence. Okay, there is one guy there. And I see no one else. Interesting. Oh, that's the yak. Emily is behind me. Beautiful places, by the way. Alright, and now the mountains shouldn't be that high, so perhaps 7,000 should be just enough. So let's do 2,300, lean the mixture. Oh, that was a bit too much. Just about there. Trim the airplane, let it fly. Maintain it coordinated. There we go, beautiful. Also, now that I'm thinking, if I actually damage the tires on this airplane, it's me who's going to buy this, because I have the reality expansion pack turned on. Like the economic system. Yeah, I'm not doing very well on landings, I have to admit, which is a little bit annoying. Because it wasn't too bad on last stream we did on the Piper. I guess I haven't really flown it for a while. I have to practice more. Okay, we have another airfield coming up ahead. That's Bravo Charlie 76. So we'll see how that is. And maybe I'll do a full stop there, and perhaps we're gonna deplane our poor passenger that's sitting on the back here. And he's probably having a hard time after we did a spin with him. We did a couple of quite aggressive touch and goes, or attempts to do a touch and go. Yeah, pretty stable now. I'm not touching any controls now. We're flying just fine. Then we're gonna have, I know a place where we can land on top of a mountain, but that will have to be later, closer to the destination. Oh, what's that? Ah, it's just water. It seemed like solar panels. thought, well, that's a weird place to put some solar panels. Ah, beautiful. Okay, so the other place should be somewhere along here. But I need to check first if the runway is good enough or not. Or perhaps we fly to the next one. Yeah, let's try this one, why not? And let the passenger out. Make the airplane a little bit less heavy. Added a bit of mixture. We start the descent. Oh, the yak has catched up with me. Very nicely so. Haha! Trying to find the spot. Or perhaps that's the spot there. I don't know. The landing spot can be quite rough as well. Now, let's continue. Let's get back to climbing to altitude. We'll continue towards the destination. And if we find any interesting place, just stop on top of a mountain. We're gonna stop there. Traded off my extra speed for altitude. Back to the 7,000s almost. There we go. Just let it accelerate now. Back to 2,300s. Tune the mixture. Just like that. Ah, yeah, that's the spot right there. I don't think that would work very well due to the terrain. I think this one is a little bit, yeah, it's a little bit broken. So we continue onward. Fuel so far doing good. So guys, any more questions on flight controls? Did you get that? Did you get the basic operation of flight controls essentially is modification or creation of an extra lift or just dumping lift from one of the sides? Also, now that I'm looking, you see these small things? These can be called wing fences or vortex generators, and they will delay, they will essentially energize the top layer of air that's going over the wing. So it will energize the upper layer, and it will prevent as well this pan flow, that movement of air that instead of going like this goes like this. That's pretty cool. We learned a lot of stuff today. So let's see, we need a flat peak. We need a flat peak where we can land properly. So we passed the field. That's not a flat peak. Some clouds up ahead, but we can still see pretty well, so continue onwards. It's really beautiful. Oh, look at that. There's Emil. There is Emil. Crash Flower, Flats Flight School. A cool name for Explain 12 learning videos. maybe, once I get a little bit of extra time, I could actually do a proper series where I will explain all of these things. But in a proper way, not in a boring way, but a bit more structured, so you can start watching it and you go until the end and you understand like the basic concepts quite nicely. So yeah, I'm pretty sure that Emil has been running his engine modified, has been catching up with me very easily, and the Yak-18 just went forward very nicely. So this seems like a somewhat flat peak, but it's not really, so we continue. Haha, that's cool. That's really nice. Emil, on your 1 o'clock, those brown mountains, what do you say? Let's go check them out. Let's go check them out. I'm also looking towards them, so seems like a good idea. I think it's worth a try, so let's have a look. As long as the top is flat, landing distance on the PA-90 is Jesus Christ, on the PA-80 on the Piper is 90 meters or 200 feet, so we really don't need a lot of space. And if I brake really hard as well, probably we're going to need less than that, so let's check them out. The only thing I don't like is that we have those mountains, we have those clouds, and we have to keep visual for a potential failure, because let's say the engine quits now, just like boom, what do we do? I'd probably try to land right there. Seems like a pretty flat area, less trees definitely, so I'd probably head towards there. Yeah, but this part right here seems pretty okay. If there are no trees, we could try to see something. Set few. Nah, I think this one is fine. It's just few clouds. Crash Flyer, don't you have a parachute with you? Nope. We are trained to respond to emergencies and to deal with emergencies. There's the Yak-18 without the need of a parachute. Юрий, привет, хай, как дела? Смотрел тебя, когда было 5 лет, сейчас 14. Помню, как обожал твои видосы с Пулково в Домодедово на 320-го S7 SX. Хочу пересмотреть, но не могу никак найти. Thanks, continue in English. Привет, слушай, какой добрый комментарий. Очень приятно такое видеть. Я спрятал это видео, но оно не удалено, поэтому если ты хочешь, после окончания стрима оставь, пожалуйста, комментарий. Я оставлю тебе ссылку на то видео, чтобы ты мог его посмотреть. Большое спасибо тебе, и я надеюсь, что у тебя все хорошо, и что тебе тоже нравится небо, и что будешь стремиться, не знаю, reading you just fine. Doesn't seem like we have a place to land here, though.
Yeah, just we're flying a pretty safe place, so we can land right there.
Where is he overflying?
Right below me.
Right below you. I don't think it's flat enough.
Guys, do you want me to go for the and see another places? I'm little faster, November 36, Yankee Kilo.
Yeah, if you can, that would be great.
No problem then.
And November 118 Papa Alpha, I'll be overflying your position. Please advise which altitude are you maintaining?
Everyone, Papa Alpha, I'm at 7,000 feet.
I shall be maintaining 7,300 and flying towards your position. So let's try to find ammo. And let's try to see. He said he found a nice spot where we could land. Okay, I see him now. There he is. So probably this is the position he's talking about. And bird 1 has November 118 Papa Alpha in sight. Please do a low pass over the spot you spoke about.
Stand by, I'm flying parallel to it, so let me stabilize myself.
Well, I think this is the place. Pretty sure this is the place. This looks pretty flat actually.
November 36 Yankee Kilo, we found a pretty flat mountain. If you know, we're gonna check it out.
Roger, if you can, please maintain position. Stand by for 5 minutes. I believe that's the spot he's talking about. Okay, I can still see him. He's right there. And there he is going down.
Papa Alpha, I'm flying over a ridge, and at the end of the ridge there is a pretty flat place. I really believe it, Commander.
Roger, I'll be following you to analyze. Just to make sure. Full forward now, but...
November 36 Yankee Kilo, we found a flat mountain, yeah, around 20 meters wide.
Excellent, we'll be joining you in a 5 minutes. Let's try to analyze this peak. Gaining a lot of extra speed on purpose. Nah. Nope. Nah, this is not gonna do it. I mean, okay, this place right here. Well, this is pretty flat, but it's a bit small. It's a bit small. And Bird 1 to November 118 Papa Alpha is a bit small that place. Let's go and try to check the other place.
Welcome time.
Whoa, I just cut off the mixture. Alright, let's go there. Walney Center.
The mountain that I found is northeast out of Bravo Charlie 77, November 36 Yankee.
We're heading towards that, maintaining 7,000. Okay, that was pretty cool. But I think it was tiny bit small. Probably doable, but I don't trust this airplane now that I don't have those extra 10 horsepower. I want to play on the safe side. Ahatomer, hey, welcome. I think the sound of X-Plane is louder than your voice. That's a little bit annoying. Let me fix that. Is it better now? I hope it's better now. I hope it is better now.
November 36 Yankee Kilo, we have landed successfully.
Alright, fantastic. We'll be there in 3 minutes. Yuri, thanks for the
yak.
yeah. Yeah. That's impressive.
Good.
Okay.
November 1 Papa Alpha, I have traffic on the mountain inside.
Alright, good. So I know we can see the plane. I hope I get clear of these clouds.
Bird 1, November 1 Papa Alpha.
Go ahead for Bird 1.
Confirm the city.
Negative. We're overflying. We are flying near a cloud. And it should be on my left. Oh, that seems like a pretty flat mountain right there. Yeah, that cloud was actually large. It's proper large.
November 1 Papa Alpha, I have inside. You're at my correction, 12 o'clock. I'm at altitude 8,000 feet.
Copy, maintaining 7,000. Oh yeah, I see him. Okay, I see the yak. There he is. That's indeed a pretty flat area. Alright, let's drop the nose a bit. And Bird 1 has the yak inside. We'll be do an overfly, 2 overflies, and then attempt to land. I meant flybys, what the hell.
Look to your right.
Look to my right. Nice. Oh, he's doing a full loop. That was really cool. Alright, let's join Walney, because he did a brilliant job, and I cannot imagine landing a yak. Oh, I actually like more that place over there, but we'll see. Okay. Oh yeah, this is very flat indeed. It's very flat indeed, and you know what? I should have turned on the lights. Alright, let's see if I can line up with the ridge and do another pass. Okay, so it's not as straight as it looks. You see the difference from perspective? How different it looks now? But the area is pretty flat though. Not exactly. Alright, that is flat, so I would be coming from that side, because that would be uphill, slightly uphill. So, yeah. Yeah, I'd be definitely coming from that side. Okay, let's go. Traffic bird 1 will be landing from the west, coming from the west. Okay, gain speed. Let's turn. Okay, 1 notch of flaps. Two notches of flaps. Oh Jesus. Flaps up. Okay, this wasn't too bad.
Alpha 10 landing facing south.
And bird 1 is taxiing near the yak. Switch off the landing light. Yeah, it's a great spot. Great spot, Walney. Oh, look at that! Woohoo! And goodbye, you're off the cliff.
How was overflying? I didn't see.
Ah, okay. Oh yeah. Yuri, that's about me. I also fly and sit as an air traffic controller in VATSIM S2 pool cover and eval APC and PP. I don't know what's APC and PP, but yeah, why don't you fly an MSFS and where do you fly? I don't like Microsoft Flight Sim Physics, and I also don't like that it's so complicated to set up. I purchased Microsoft Flight Sim 2020 when it came out the first time, and it never ever worked for me. Like, I was never able to do a proper flight. It always crashed. So I simply decided not to try again. Ah, that was pretty cool. Alright, parking brake set. I'll be switching off the engine for this. Transponder off. Avionics off. Running it at 1200 for a little bit. Where's Emil? Oh, there's Emil. Let's see. No pressure. Absolutely no pressure. I think he's going too fast. Yeah, he's going too fast. Goodbye. Oh, the cloud is actually looking epic. Okay, nav lights off. Mixture cut off. Cut the ignition, cut the fuel, cut the beacon, cut the master. And let's get out of the airplane. It's actually a very nice place. Would you look at that? This is something you cannot do on an A320, not even a Phenom 300. I mean, I'm sure there will be somebody on the internet that will tell you that he's going to land a Phenom 300 on the mountain and then he's going to do it actually. But yeah. Okay, and we're also going to be departing this way because it's downhill. So we're going to gain extra speed. But I have another place to land. We're going to land on another place. But let's say you know what, we were traveling with a camper or a hunter or something. So the guy is going to leave here. So we're going to take him out of here. I'm going to put 0. And baggage is going to be only 25. Let's say he's going to take out with him like, yeah, 20 kilos. I think 20 kilos sounds fine for a camping spot. So 25 is going to go here, and I'm going to hit apply. And now the plane is much lighter. It's going to fly much nicer. There he is. There he is. Come on, Emil. You can do it. I can trust you. Nope, not this time. Okay, wait. Let me put the master on. For a second, avionics on. What speed are you maintaining on final?
About 50 miles per hour.
Okay, you have to come in, put both flaps up, and you really have to let it die down, otherwise it will keep flying.
I'll get it. I hope.
You will. Alright, switch that off. So, I'll have a chat with Wally now. Wally, careful, you still have your beacon and strobe lights on. But your engine is stopped. Don't break a battery. Can you imagine actually doing this in real life? You're just landing like this and just standing here and looking at this? That must be such a feeling. Dude, I hope one day in my life I'll be able to do this. I really hope. Because this is absolutely insane. Alright, there is Emil on the ILS for runway 21. Or whatever the runway that was. 12 actually. Actually. Come on, Emil, you can do it. I'll be doing my Instagram shots. I don't even use Instagram anymore, but I'll assume. There he is. Let it die down. Let it die down. Yes, that's it. That's good. That's good. That. Alright, he did it. He did it. He didn't spin it. Yes, he didn't spin it. And okay, he didn't. Well done.
Let's pretend you didn't say this.
That was pretty cool. Now, I do have another spot where we can land, but Walney probably will not have the ability to put this yak there, unfortunately, unless he's gonna jump in a PA-18, even the default one. He's gonna fly with it. Yuri, I'll definitely fly with you sometime. Sure, man. You can fly with with Microsoft Flight Sim, anything, because I just fly in that sim, so everybody can see everybody. So as long as we like flying and we want to have some fun, it's all good. Synchronous Flyer, time for Helios. Nope. Nope. I didn't know. I lost my words. Alright, screenshot like this because this looks just too good. Oh man. That's freaking awesome. That's actually properly cool. Emily, if you're listening to me, don't shut down the engine. We're gonna get going. So, let's, I think this one goes first, right? Yeah, this one goes first, I think, and then the door. Master on, beacon on. Fuel to both. Primer 1, 2, 3. Mixture rich. Throttle open. Beacon on. Shout clear prop. And of course put the max on both. Let's hit it. That's a good start. Oil pressure is good. Put it to 1000. Avionics, nav lights. Guys, can you switch to 123.450? Because otherwise we'll speaking on the Unicom. Alright, everybody started the engines. And we'll be flying to our destination now. Alright, I'm gonna put a bit of flaps. Probably to start. Bird 1 is calling November 118 Papa Alpha and Yak. How do you hear?
Reach 5 out of 5.
Right, here 5 out of 5. Let's use this frequency, otherwise we'll speaking on the Unicom. So this is, I believe, the interpilot communication frequency 12345.
Okay then. November 6 Kilo.
Alright, and Bird 1 will be departing straight out and heading to Bravo Charlie 75 as final destination. We'll be stopping on one more place and then final landing. Alright boys, let's go. Stick full aft. Let's head towards the straight. Full aft and towards the left. And off we go. Yeah, that's much easier to control. Lift the tail. Centralize the stick, flaps up, and we'll be airborne. Absolutely beautiful at 6,000 feet. That was much easier. Oh, I didn't even switch on the landing light. Alright, and we should go exactly there, so off we go.
Go ahead.
Straight ahead. I'll lean the mixture.
No problem, if you want to go first. Go first, it's okay.
That was absolutely stunning. Hope you guys enjoyed that. So now we have essentially to fly straight, and I want to find a mountain where I did the thumbnail picture. So that's a bit of a more complicated spot to land, but if we land there, the view is even better. So let's try. Let's try. I did 2 runs there. Did 2 landings there. So it's right near the airfield. We'll level off at 7,000.
We are taking off. Number 36 Yankee Kilo.
And let's put a little bit of power to idle. Not idle, but 2,300. Lean the mixture. Not that much. About there. Good. Retrieve the airplane.
Number 1, Papa Alpha, taking off from the ridge.
Beautiful. Yuri, how long will the stream last? Well, usually I do about 3 hours of streaming, but this one is gonna probably end in the next 15 because we will land on the other mountain. At least I will try to land there, and then we're landing on our final destination, and that will be it. So, not long. Not long. I think this is where I landed the other time. I'm pretty sure. It's not an easy place. Much more difficult than where we landed now. Actually, we only found a perfect place. But it's worth the view. Because there is this beautiful river that's coming in the middle of this valley. It's a bit cloudy, but still, it's pretty cool. Emil, it is fun, right? It is fun. No Airbuses, no Boeings, no Embraers will actually be this fun. It's not easy flying this airplane, but when you get it right, it feels so good. One of the most underlooked airplanes out there. The sounds are great as well. The cockpit feels actually pretty great. It's simple to operate in terms of systems. The manual, like the entire manual, has about, I think it has 58 pages only, so you can have a read and you can understand pretty well this airplane. Let me see from where the wind is blowing. It's blowing from the tail now 1 knot. Okay, so it's not very strong. Or was it here? No, I don't think it was here. It was on that one because the airfield is right here. There's the runway. This is where we're gonna stop. So, yeah, this is the airfield. And this is the ridge. I'm pretty sure it's either this one or that one, but I'm pretty sure it's this one. Shall we do another spin? Do you guys want to see it? Flying a little bit uncoordinated just because otherwise the airplane just rolls left. It's very annoying because I have to put put right aileron constantly. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was somewhere along here that I landed. Bird one, guys, I will be doing a flyby over this ridge. There is a small spot where the Piper can land. Not sure about the yak, but you can check it out nonetheless. Alright, I'll add it.
Yeah, we gotta check that out. Number 36. Yeah.
And the
Do not question yak, it can be everything. The yak can do a lot of things, I guess.
Alright, let's check it out. Yeah, there's the river.
Engine, I guess. Yeah.
So I'll try to slow down here, descend a little, and we're gonna fly as close as we can to the ridge. Check it out. The tailwind is coming from my back, so it doesn't really help much. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was somewhere along there, not here. But we'll check both sides, just so the guys can see me a bit easier. Now look at that. This is where I took the screenshot with this river. It looks so good. Alright. So keep the power in. Airspeed in. About 6,000 feet as well, just as the other mountain was. Oh, perhaps it's here. Let's see. Nope. No, this is way too...
November 36, Yankee. We have landed successfully.
Wow.
There we go.
Not here. Okay, remember this bit. Okay, I think this is the place. Yeah, this spot right here. So you can land on this part, and this here is flat, so you can park right here, roughly. Yes, this is it. This is it. Let's just check the other ones. Yeah, the other ones are too steep. Okay, so bird 1 to November 118 Papa Alpha. I found the spot. Do you have me inside?
I do have you inside, and the spot inside as well, but there are some trees for me.
Wait, I will show you where it is.
Number 1, Papa Alpha, I'm just right over the ridge. You can see me properly. I'm on your 1 o'clock.
On my 1 o'clock, no.
Never mind, on your 7 o'clock now.
Okay. I'm now overflying the spot. Do you have the trees in this position?
I need to get closer to see it actually. Stand by.
Checked. I'll try to land there. Oh, look at that. This is just stunning, this view. Yeah, we have to land there. Let's see where Walney landed. Where is he?
Number 1, Papa Alpha, I'm to the right over the hollow ridge at altitude 6,500 feet.
Okay. Copy that. We are at same altitude. I'm flying by the yak right now. I'll be going towards that area.
Copy, then I should be on your 12 or 1 o'clock.
Roger that. I'll be flying over the ridge and then trying an approach. Approach will be pointing heading 330. Alright, let's cut the power. Bit of mixture off here. Let it go now. I'm gonna bleed off the speed later. Let's do a flyby over Walney. This area looks...
If you mean the last part of this bridge, then yeah, there are no trees and I can try to land there. Just confirm it.
Yes, affirm. That's the last part of the bridge.
Copy.
Alright, there is Walney. I cannot land there though. There are trees on that position. It's cool, but not the best. Alright, let's do one notch of flaps. And did I miss the spot? Let's keep it slow. Okay, okay, remember this. I think it's right here. Let's go flaps full. A bit of drift, just a tiny bit. Okay, now just don't go very close towards the end. And bird one has landed. Yeah, this top part...
Alright, Papa Alpha, I have you inside. I meant different hill, but this one looks better. I will try to land it as well.
Copy. Okay, let's leave it at 1,200 for a little bit. Set the parking brake to take the lights off. I'll let the airplane just cool down a tiny bit. Yeah, this is it. This is the area. This is the area. Where is he, though? Oh, there he is. Actually, I'm now thinking, should I get out of here? Try to find a different spot? But I'm pretty sure here's where I took the photo. Right here. Yep, that was the spot. This is where I took the screenshot. Look at that view. There he is. Now I'd love to position my airplane right there. Let's try to do it. Do it very carefully. Very carefully. Very carefully.
And number one, it's Papa Alpha, final this, I don't know, spot.
Yeah, good luck. Oh, ho, ho, there he is.
November 36 Yankee, Yankee Kilo, we are taxiing as that. Number one, it's Papa Alpha going around and stable approach.
Come on, you can do it. The yak is the yak is taxing. Awesome. Okay, now I just need to put one wheel on that side of the mountain and the other wheel on this side of the mountain. So nothing complicated at all. Just like that. I think I did it. Yep. And stop here. Set the parking brake. Engine is cooled down enough. So let's go avionics off, mixture cut off. Did I set the parking brake? Yes, I did. Good. Ignition off, fuel off, beacon off, master off. Would you look at that? Dude, I wasn't thinking I would be landing here again. Okay, still one wheel on this side. Kinda. He's actually doing it. He's actually doing it. Oh my god. Look at the spot. I mean, look at the spot. That's really cool. Synchronous flight, let's call a taxi that brings you home. Yep. I mean, the flight from here is very simple. You point the airplane that side. You just do this. Ooh, oh, whoops. Not probably not the best idea to go that way, but perhaps this way is much better because it's steeper. So you just go like this. You fly it from the mountain. For whatever reason, my view was sticking towards the ground, and then it's it. There's ammo. Ooh, careful with that turn, dude. Oof, 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 oof. Oof. Well, it seems alive. It seems alive, that's what matters. The trick is to land on this part right here. So you face it like this. You land it here. And once you land it here, you kind of let it roll over this flatter area. And this is where you brake, because it's easier. And then you stop. Nathan, Vlad, where is this exactly? Oh, this is in British Columbia. This is near an airfield. There's a link on the description below for a scenery pack where you can get all of this stuff. So I'll show you. You have this scenery that's base of River Camp, Bravo Charlie 75, and we are on this mountain right on the left of that field. So this is where we are, and this is British Columbia in Canada. So this is a world view, so you have an idea of approximately where we are. This is where we are. As you can see, all of these sceneries right here. This is from X-Plane as well, and yep, this is where we are. That's pretty cool. And man, and this view, like, this is freaking insane. I'm taking a screenshot for this. This is really nice. It was a bit of a sketchy landing, but it worked. It worked. A nice wing strike for balance, absolutely. Synchronous Fire, nice stream and great lesson. What will the next one be about? Oh, I haven't decided. Oh, yes. Oh, no, I completely forgot about it. Yeah, you are right. I need to add. Oh, no. I need to add real quick. So, topic for next stream. Let's do it. So we had CG and calculation and effects. We had airport symbology, and we have, I don't think I'll be able to do fuel, because I have one for fuel, quite interesting, but it's a long one. Alright, I'll add it here, wait. Fuel planning to fuel to isolated aerodrome. No, airplane weights. I'll add airplane weights. Airplane weights. Emma, what do you have against my landing? It was perfect. I was completely fine. It was totally completely fine. All right, guys, that's fantastic. We landed. Everyone landed here. Let's go towards our final airport. And so we're gonna have to get out of here. Master on, beacon on. Fuel. 1, 2, 3. Mixture. In. Throttle forward. And start. You can do it. There we go. Got oil pressure. Avionics. Landing light, nav light, that's good, that's all good. Reset trim. happened there? Oh, he just went. Okay. I'm gonna pull myself a little bit back. And bird one is gonna taxi back to get a little bit more space on this ridge.
Careful, runway Papa Alpha departing.
I hope he's not departing ahead of me. Wait. Oh, he's departing that side, that way. Yeah, I mean, yes. Where is he? Oh, there. And off he went.
November 38 Yankee Kilo, we are gonna also backtrack.
That was too funny. Sorry guys, that was just too funny. Alright, come on airplane. Get over this ground friction. I need to keep it slow enough to not lose traction, but fast enough to not stop. Alright, I'll just get out of the way of the yak. Alright, I cannot stop now. I will have to turn. Luckily I have a high wing, so let me just do this and stop. Oh, that was a bit too much. Okay. That could be worse. At least I didn't hit him. Alright, like that. I want to be pointing right there. Yak, are you gonna go first?
I'm gonna be number 2, but I can go first.
Alright, and I'll be number 2. Alright, let's just put the
November 36 Yankee Kilo departing.
Put the throttle to 1,800. I'll lean it a little bit so we can gain a bit of extra power. 50 RPM can absolutely make a difference about there. And off he went. Yay! Alright, let's go. Start time. Flaps approach. Full stick backward.
Airborne.
Stick to the right. Slowly advance the power. I'm standing on the brakes now. Leaving the brakes. Alright. Rolling, bird one. Full power. Alright, I'm trying to lift the tail now. Tail is up, flaps are up. Get all the speed I can. We are airborne. Beautiful view. Absolutely beautiful. Look at that. And even with the cloud it looks good.
I don't know what it's Papa Alpha, Charlie Monday 16 and our sound destination.
Okay, so let me see. Whoops. I want to look at the airfield. Let's go power to idle. And let's do a full-blown descent. Mixture is going to go full forward. Let's put some carbide on. I'm going to put both lights on. Let's descend with a spin. Let's do a spin. Now that I'm thinking about it. Just go near the field. That's the fast way to descend. Alright, 6,500. We start a spin. Hello, Ekaterina. Good to see you here. And let's go. Power to idle, carb on. Pull it up. Right rudder, pull the stick aft. And there we go. I can center the controls. There we are. Look at us go. Alright, let's recover. Right rudder. And pull out of the dive. What altitude are we on? 5,000. So we lost 1,500 feet on that. That was quite fast. Alright, let's get back there. And bird 1 is over the field at 4,000 feet. We'll be joining left-hand downwind for runway 16. There they are, I can see both of them there. Or in fact, I could go for runway 34. Number 1 will be going for runway 36, correction 34. So I'll lose speed, or should I say we're gonna lose some altitude first. Mixture is full rich. I'll switch the carb off. The terrain is really not straight, should I say. Let's go 1 notch of flaps, 2 notches of flaps. Want to go slow and low, and I think I'm too high still. Damn. All right, well, let's do a flyby. Flaps up. Oh, this is nice. Yeah, that's freaking awesome. Alright, let's try not to stall here on the turn.
November 36 Kilo, currently circling south of the aerodrome.
Oh wait, so Wally didn't land. Oh yes, that airplane right there is static, never mind. Alright, let's do 1 notch of flaps. And bird 1 is turning final runway 34. Keep that
November 36 Yankee Kilo, still in a holding pattern. We are planning a low pass and then full stop.
Alright, idle, flaps full. I'm still high, holy cow. And look at those trees, they're high as hell as well. Wow. Okay. 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 Lead off, lead off, lead off, lead off, please. Nope. That was a nope. And going around bird 1. Perhaps that's the tailwind. Isn't that strong? It's 2 knots tailwind. Okay, I'm gonna go the other way. And bird 1 is gonna do a teardrop for running 16 and then approach running 16. That seems like a lot of tailwind there. Oh no, the trees. The trees. The trees are killing my FPS. The Piper is flying like a glider. Yes, it is. It's light. It's light. I mean, I'm very light. I took out the passenger, and I took out 20 kilos of cargo, so I would say that's pretty light. Alright, I don't think Walney is going for it, so I'll go it myself. I'm really thinking about disengaging the 3D vegetation due to the FPS. But I don't know. Alright, now we're on a nice long straight. I tried to bleed off all the extra speed I have. This is actually flying like a wide. Look, I dropped the nose just a tiny bit. It's already maintaining the speed. Actually accelerating. And bird 1 is on final running 16. Let's do flaps 1. Okay. Super low and he's still flying. Okay, let's maintain 50 knots. Controls are very sluggish now, so I don't want to stall. Pretty good now. Let's go flaps full. Power to idle. Yeah, this seems much better. Just over the bushes. 3-pointer. Whoa, that was a bit bumpy. But we landed. Flaps up. Alright, let's turn it around. Bird 1 is backtracking the runway.
Roger, November 36 Yankee, Kilo,
Stop!
low pass.
No, please turn right. Doesn't want to turn right. Landing lights off. Turn the transponder off. Phew, that wasn't smooth. That wasn't. T-Fox, hey! Thank you so much for sharing the adorable livery. You're welcome. Enjoy it. And bird 1 runway vacated. Now I don't want to crash into ML. Where is he?
Roger, November 36 Yankee, Kilo, low pass, and then trying to the teardrop for runway 16.
Alright, let's do it this way. Alright, that was perfect actually. Parking brake is set. Nav lights, taxi lights off. Gonna keep this at 1200 for a little bit. Should see Moldy doing a flyby in a second. Radio off. This. Oh, there he is. Woo! Holy cow! He actually did push it quite nicely. That was beautiful.
Hello.
Alright. Trim is nice and centered. Disconnected the lights. Avionics off. Mixture cut off. Very good. That off. That off. Off and off. Here we are. Nice and safe on the ground. Let's see if I actually damage the tires. Probably yes. Let's do a walk around. Post-flight. Chocks. Okay, right tire is fine. Left tire is fine. I'm not gonna do the tie downs, I don't like them. Okay, looks like we didn't break anything. Let's check maintenance report. So we've got 90 plus 30% plus 24, we got a bunch of that, so everything seems good. I want my exhaust tuned, so I'll do that. This seems all good. Oh, there's one landing. And there he is. Nice landing. Oh, wait, there's a rabbit there. Uh-oh. There is a rabbit here. What? Okay. The guy who created the scenery actually spent a lot of time on this. And cylinder compression is all good. Also, I want fine wire. So 2,589. How much do I have? 3,293. Oh boy. Quick fix total. Ah, no, wait. Normal price 2,589. Man, I'll be broke. I'll be broke, but I'll accept the normal price. 704. Alright, guys. That's been it. Thank you very much for everybody for flying with me here. I think it was very interesting, very cool. I'll take a picture with the three of us. That Ford aircraft is just static. Let's just wait for Walney to properly park. And of course I have to close my doors. Window first, door next. That'll be it. Looks like we're gonna be talking next live stream about center of gravity calculation and its effects. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this little live stream about flight controls. Piper got a lot of crazy flying, not exactly by the rules, but by the physics, which was very, very cool. I enjoyed it a lot. I think it's good that we have this. I have more stuff planned. I have a challenge, or should I say a race, planned soon that I hope will happen. Still not decided how that will exactly go by, but it's in the plans. So there's a lot coming. Stay tuned, guys. Thank you very much for all your support. It's been amazing. Great flight. Emil and Walney, thank you so much for flying with me. And to all of the rest, I wish a great end and a great rest of the weekend for a good start of the next week. We'll see you there. Bye-bye.